All right, greetings everyone. Thank you for your patience. This should be working. I'm giving one more second here, so I had this ready, but this is the Julesworks Follies Redo Plus. So let's just, here's a little bit, and I'll be right back of the intro stuff. And then I'll be back to really intro. Thank you so much. Here it comes. Just make sure that you get it.
Well, this is a song called It's a Cowboy I Will Be. It's a song about Scottish immigrants that came out west to be cowboys back in the 1800s. And it's a song that's been really good to me. I recorded it with the group The Cowboy Way. It's a trio that I'm a part of, and the song was chosen to be the Western Song of the Year by the International Western Music Association back in 2019. And it got us to Scotland. It tells the story of immigrants that were forced out of the Highlands of Scotland in the 18th and 19th centuries, and a lot of those folks went to New Zealand or Australia and worked cattle or sheep, but a bunch of them came here and came out west, and they had about 1,000-year history in the Scottish Highlands of working with cattle, so they knew what they were doing. And here we go. It's Cowboy I Will Be.
You take the high road and I'll take the low. I'll be Scotland for ye. Me and true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Born in the Highlands, the cattle kept the stay. As a wheel that I came to be a drover. Underneath the stars is what I made my bed, living on black pudding with the whiskey chaser. Well, I fought the reavers as we drove the blue sky across those wild meadows of Killarney. Surveyed potato cannon, but the clearance by and by sent me packing across that wide Atlantic sea. So you I to take the road to you'll be in Scotland, they go headed out west, keep on going and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be. Well, I came to America, made my way out west to St. Louis and all the way to Denver. I learned to rope and ride, I conquered every test. Now we're driving a herd up to Montana. Across the swollen rivers, lost a man was stampede, but I was free and that kept me smiling. They call the reavers rusters here, they don't frighten me. I'm a fighting Scottish lad from the Highlands. So take a high road to take the low road to Jules Scotland, they go for me. Oh, I'm headed out west, keep up going and the rest. Very well, it's a cowboy I will be.
All right, thanks for your patience. And we shall commence in just one moment there. Make sure that works. Want to hear me back there? Come on. No? Yes? Audio? Why am I not playing? Come on, man. Okay. So we need to change my audio up. But otherwise, I think we're good. And welcome. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the delay. If you didn't know, learning how to live stream is a lot of curving. That's why we're here. We tried this last week, the first ever Julesworks Follies. And make sure Rose has got it on. Send her a text. And welcome to the first ever Julesworks Follies live stream redid. And this show will be what wound up airing with dropouts last Sunday, and then we aired with a little, I got you in a minute. We aired with a little bit, I pointed the camera, but anyway, here we are. We're going to do the real deal, and plus, we got some new pieces that were just recorded today even, And this is a learning curve thing. One reason why there's no thing about would you like to donate. And anyway, here we go into the next scene. And it's I like that it's called scenes when you use this software called OBS. That's what you use to broadcast. And apparently the Met had an hour delay. Local concert group had a horrible echo during theirs for a while. It took a while to figure out because it's just a lot to learn. And last week we had dropouts. Obviously started a little late, but hopefully all that's done. And we're going to move in. There's going to be several pieces. The Julesworks Follies, just a quick little thing, started about a decade ago. We've had several venues that we like to joke that we closed. And there's people, some aren't even alive, that would get thanks for the supporting Julesworks. We got rescued when the Lucky Bean closed. That lasted for a little while at the Borders. A fellow tried to keep that going and let Arts be in there. That was awesome of him. And then after that, our first venue was actually Warehouse 21. Doesn't exist, so that's a joke that we closed that. Thank you, Anna Reinhardt. Moved into doing it at, like I said, I think Rouge Cat was second. No, the Lucky Bean, and then we lost the Lucky Bean. Aztec Cafe was second, which is where Julesworks started in the 90s. I had not been a hangout, now that I think about it. We did a bunch of Warehouse 21, which was neat, very different. Didn't have the name, we were getting used to things. Tone Forest became very helpful for many years. We got to do a showcase at the Syne for Playhouse once. That won't ever happen again that I know of anytime soon, I'm sure. And that's great. And then we carried on with, it became monthly, it was, and this is all 7, 8, 9 years ago. And like I was babbling, remembering, Lucky Bean closed. A fellow who's unfortunately passed away, Sam Houses, shout out to your Joseph, saved us with the Rouge Cat. We did in the basement there a few times. That doesn't exist anymore. And then Teatro Paraguas, our beloved connection with them. We did it there a few times, and then moved in for many years to George R. R. Martin's Jean Cocteau Cinema, where we even did one this year. We had one set, another one, our annual-ish April anniversary, Shakespeare, Hitler, Jules's, Shirley MacLaine's birthday week towards the end of April. That became the first ever, Quarantine's not live Julesworks Follies variety show. Our mission statement has always been open, so people who want to participate, please let us know. And we've always wanted to do video stuff, so getting into that for Julesworks Follies 63 wasn't the worst thing in the world. And you can watch that and other stuff on the Julesworks Follies YouTube channel, which you are on if you're seeing this, whether you're on live or a little bit later. Please chat. I know there's not many people watching, but the viewers are growing up. And the pieces will begin in just a moment as the intro goes away. This is Stephen Jules Rubin giving a little intro that's almost over. And anyway, carrying on thanking all of the various folks, managers over the years at the Cocteau that had us doing it. And thanks to all the performers, some not local anymore, particularly for the digital show. And then we took a break for the summer, the heat, the work, the quarantines, madness, trying to find toilet paper and tissue. And we regrouped after it stopped being quite so miserably hot and began to, we did a 64th around the election relief. It was 2 shows. One aired through the Jean Cocteau. Thank you. And one with Teatro Paraguas, thanks to their board and Argos and some of the performers who you will see in all those shows that you can see on Julesworks Follies YouTube. The one that was with Paraguas is off Zerb TV as of the end of the year and will be part of Julesworks Follies YouTube channel. As I said, there's pieces, there's outtakes. We're going to carry on. These live streams will be there. And that being said, I turn it over to the real host, Jules, Otis, career radio nut. Remember, he's a little touched, as they say, whatever it is, but he's all right. And oh, hey everybody, what's going on? Look, hey guys. So welcome to the Julesworks Follies first ever live stream redo. And thank you for listening, watching. I thought I was radio, as I've said, and some of you saw the previous one, so you know. They call me Jules Otis Career Radio Nut. I love radio. I'm a nut for radio. Hey, 5th person, you get back on there and get your friends right now. No, whatever. We're just having fun. So, yeah. So I'm here, and what I thought I was just listening to radio and sharing with you guys I can't read that far. Billy shares. Hi, Billy. Is that my dad? I don't know. It's time for new glasses, amongst other things. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about lots of performers. And here comes a piece. Ready? This one is somebody I call a New Mexico legend, and I'm not the only one. A cowboy writer and singer, songwriter from the member of the Western Writers Association, Jim Jones, spelled as simple as it is, Jimjones. You heard him in the intro, but this is going to be a piece that until last week was one that I had not aired either on my radio show Metaphysical Biscuit through Jim, who's been a guest, nor through Julesworks. This is going to be his song "Smoke the Brand and Fire" that he'll introduce. But Kevin's quoting songs, I think. Let me get some pieces going, and then keep chatting though. And anyway, so Jim. But if you like Jim, and how could you not? He does a Wednesday live stream on Facebook, and if you check out his website, Jim Jones, Jimjones, you'll see that he's got books for sale and music. And here he comes. Take it away, Jim.
This is a song that I wrote with my buddy Alan Chapman. It's called "Smoke with a Brand and Fire." It's a cowboy love song, which means it turns out badly.
I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico, where the grass is getting greener, the Frio flows. I guess you gave up on me a long time ago, while I was standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I know this cowboy life I lead never much appealed to you, so if something's needing doing, I might as well get to it. I heard you're getting married, guess this letter's overdue, but I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by stretching wire. Well, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in these dangled Brandon fires. Now the nights are getting warmer. It rained just yesterday. I'm starting 3 new colts this week. The best one is the bay. I wish you and yours a good life. It's what I need to say as I'm standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. Been keeping my pony fed by stretching wire. I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in this dangled Brandon fire. I'm still standing in the smoke of the Brandon fire. I've been keeping my pony fed by stretching wire. Lord, I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm not that good a liar. 'Cause all I know is punching cows in these dangled Brandon fires. I am writing you tonight, dear, from East New Mexico. Sad.
tree. Little silent Christmas tree. You are so little. You are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest? And were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you, because you smell so sweetly. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would. Only, don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all the year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Hold up your arms, and I will give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there shall not be a single place dark or unhappy. And then, when you're fully dressed, you'll stand in the window for all to see, and how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be so proud. My little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll sing and dance. Noel! Noel!
Alrighty, thank you there, Argos. That was Argos MacCallum doing a performance of Little Tree by E. Cummings, one of my favorite poets, and lots of people's, obviously his. That was from 2015, the Teatro Paraguas annual holiday show. This person, Stephen Jules Rubin, not that guy you saw at the beginning, Stephen Jules Rubin. I'm Jules, I was career radio nut. I think it's radio, video, live, P-stream, internet. I don't know. I thought I was always on the radio, but it turns out I was sharing things live at the Jean Cocteau and sharing them here on this video thing. But that's okay as long as someone's watching. If you do a live stream or theatrical piece in the woods and no one's around, did you still do it? And enjoy it. If you air a live stream and only a few people see it, it's still there. Yes. We even, look at the chat. We even had somebody who was what's that called? Live stream chatting while driving. Love getting people to break the law. It's the Julesworks way. Thank you. And so that was, since I've been running my mouth, you had Jim Jones, and then we had Argos MacCallum Little Tree, and we just want to give as many shout-outs as ever possible, always, to Teatro Paraguas and their team, because they're very supportive of this thing called Julesworks that is an open, I was saying in the intro, that Stephen Jules Rubin guy. We've always prided ourselves each show, however long a break would have been between, of having repeat performers. It's time to drink. Repeat performers, please get your drinks ready, start drinking, and then at the end we have toasts you can toast with. But anyway, you're not optimal. I'm talking to the computer too. Anyway, sorry. Talking to you now. Hi. Look, I got a buddy. Ready? Oh! How cool does that look? Oh, you think you can live stream without any real money and gear and experience and young people? I don't know, Jedi. You must practice and learn, and then you can do halfway decent live streams. All right. Carrying on. Before someone gets a seizure, we better turn this off. I've already had one of those. I don't need any more. I had a seizure and threw sausage across the room. That was bad enough. What if I had one and threw those across? Ooh, Lord. I'm hiding. Nobody knows where I am. And we're going to carry on thanking Teatro Paraguas for the next hour. No, they deserve it. But anyway, Argos MacCallum, Santa Fe's theater impresario, and local national treasure. Like I say, Jim Jones is a cowboy legend, New Mexico, world famous. Argos, just as wonderful and deserving a person of any praise he gets. And so we're going to carry on. Here's a fellow new to Santa Fe, David Thom. You may have heard him play with Bill Hearn. You may never heard of him before. You might have seen him in some of the recent digital Julesworks, and you might have eaten his tasty barbecue. Uncle DT is finally Santa Fe, in my humble opinion. I'm not here to promote or unpromote, but I will. I've had people, I hide, I don't leave the house, but I've had people bring me the barbecue from Uncle DT, and it is so good. The pecan pie, all the food, but we're here for art. But get the food too sometime, next time. All together, we'll plan a Julesworks that we're all gonna eat his food. Anyway, here comes a little music. And all the way a week ago, I asked him, and I knew he would. He found an old version of First Noel. I knew he'd be the person that would have something for in the New Year's, even though it is now the 2nd. The year has newed. But last week's was called the Julesworks Follies first ever live stream. FarewellPeePoo F-Off 2020. This is the first ever Julesworks Follies live stream. Redo! FarewellPeePoo F-Off 2020, and welcome 2021 with a loving, warm, hopeful whack. So this one is same old song, David, Thom, and Don Rigsby's take on.
Met my old lover in the grocery store. The snow was falling Christmas Eve. I stood behind her in the frozen foods, and I touched her on her sleeve. She didn't recognize the face at first, but then her eyes flew open wide. She went to hug me and she spilled her purse, and we laughed until we cried. We took her groceries to the checkout stand. Her food was totaled up and bagged. We stood there lost in our embarrassment as the conversation lagged. We went to have ourselves a drink or two, but couldn't find an open bar. We bought a 6-pack at the liquor store, and we drank it in her car. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to now. Tried to reach beyond the emptiness, but neither one knew how. She said she married her an architect, kept her warm and safe and dry. She would have liked to say she loved the man, but she didn't like to lie. I said the years had been a friend to her, and that her eyes were still as blue. But in those eyes I wasn't sure if I saw her doubt or gratitude. She said she saw me in the record stores, that I must be doing well. I said the audience was heavenly, but the traveling was hell. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to now. Tried to reach beyond the emptiness, but neither one knew how. We drank a toast to innocence. We drank a toast to time. Reliving in our eloquence another old lang syne. The beer was empty and our tongues were tired, running out of things to say. She gave a kiss to me as I got out, and I watched her drive away. for a moment I was back at school. Felt that old familiar pain as I turned to make my way back home. The snow turned into rain.
Alrighty. Cheers, David, Thom, and Rigsby, Don Rigsby. I don't know if Danette was pointing out that that's a Fogelberg cover or she's talking about something else. But anyway, carry on. That was same old song. And here we go into the next piece. All right. Hey, who's out there?
It's Gramma.
Oh,
I thought you recognize me.
I did, but this mask, I can't see so well. But if it's Grandma, yeah, I don't see so well with those masks. But it's Grandma, so I don't need a mask. You're there, safe. I'm hiding here in south part of Santa Fe. No one can never know where I am. They'll never find me right near that. You know where the rail runner stops? They'll never find me.
Oh, so it works out that if you wear a mask, you can't see me. That's a little odd. But I'll understand if you tell me.
Do you believe everything I say?
Well, that's a scary thought.
You don't, luckily. But although the truth is, we all, since winter hit, I'm not outside, but there's the world. Look, it's beautiful. Daytime for another second. But these folks, good folks that are watching us, everybody's realized what is this called? Planet-wide, that people unfortunate enough to have to wear glasses to see and masks and hats too when it's cold. The fogging up has become such an issue. Like the first minute you end up back in the store shopping, you can't see, and you're not supposed to remove your mask, right?
Right.
Supposedly the mask police will even get you if you do that thing, right? Where you hear about people. I went to Walmart or Albertsons and some guy was going like that the whole time. Anyway, they've started inventing defogging things, and so it's not just a me problem or a me being weird or me lying.
Well, another group is suing the governor about masks and any of the things that we're supposed to stay away from each other and generally be avoiding the virus.
So there's another group of idiots? Or the same
yes.
ones? They've just changed their names a lot, don't they, and sue again?
That's right.
I think it's
what they call it.
I think it's mostly the guy who will hopefully never ever be our governor, the Republican who got beat his butt sore when he ran against our current governor. But he's
yes.
but he still has a big mouth and a lot of lawyers. But nothing's happened. I thought you were going to say, I heard the government is suing Walmart, but I didn't really read the article. Did you see that one?
No, that's not what I was going to say. That's what you are going to say.
Well, when you said government suing, that's because I just saw the federal. That's federal. I didn't see that one. Anyway, so Rose, Provan, Gramma, unlike Jules, our career radio nut here, who's got no talent, has a lot of talent, and one of them is that, what do we say, telling stories, doing her pieces. How would you describe Gramma before we get into this?
Grandma has a big mouth. And when Jules says, say something, Grandma will do that.
But not a big mouth in the way we were just talking about that dumb not governor, right?
Oh,
a good big mouth, right? I would say. All right. Well, so Grandma speaks. If they look at the rest of the Julesworks Follies YouTube channel, they can watch our Julesworks Follies 63. and are 64 in the playlist, they can see an outtake version of Grandma's previous, where what has Grandma spoken about off memory so far that you, in the live shows too, that you can remember topical?
Right. Well, Grandma has to forget everything that she did in the past so that she has some brain cells left to remember what she wants to do in the present.
Never mind. Then I'll just mention Grandma's gone online to find some company or housemate or dating. For some reason, somebody on the interworld thinks that she should be dating Fauci, but she doesn't want to do that. Grandma has done research about and spoken about medical marijuana usage and the election. She's been right. She was very right about this guy not wanting to leave the White House. And what's Grandma about to speak about now?
Grandma is going to speak about the Queen of England. I mean, the United Kingdom. You're not supposed to say Queen of England unless you mean Elizabeth I.
Oh, and this is Elizabeth
Second.
I did see a piece, because I don't really care if it's creepy or not, that YouTube totally listens to conversations and gives suggestions. And it's after you and I had been communicating, it decided to send me that piece that was more about, was that her husband or son? The one I sent you today, saying that he would never become king, probably. Husband.
Oh, her husband, of course, can never be the king because he's not a royal person.
Oh, I thought I didn't watch that because that was an hour. I started it and I was like, I don't want to watch this. But I thought it was because she's not going to die in time. But I see.
So far, it looks like she's not. She's talking about what she'll do when she's 95. So. And
don't they always live long, unless they get their heads cut off, right?
The person who could become king is Charles.
Because the one that was in succession, married the pretty American boring actress and gave it up, right?
No, that's Harry. And Harry was never going to be king unless everybody died. Didn't Alec Guinness make a movie about that? Everybody dies.
Probably.
An unlikely person becomes the king.
Well, wasn't probably. I love Alec Guinness. I just saw a clip of him. But wasn't the king? I was thinking about this yesterday after we were talking. Wasn't the king's speech? And I'll just let the world know when I say talking. I mean safely communicating. We're not violators here. We're safe. The whole point of this live stream is stay home safe. Anyway, rant aside, you Texans or whoever. The king's
speech was just the king trying to get rid of his own personal problems. It wasn't having anything to do with succession or abdication.
But wasn't it that, anything. Not to cut you off, but what if it wasn't him? I know that in that era, roughly, there was one person who was going to be the next in line and withdrew. I thought the story was, but I totally could be wrong. I don't even care that much about the stuff. I thought that the real story was that the stuttering king became king because the one next in succession didn't want it and abdicated or whatever.
Yes, that is kind of the story.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to listen to see what I have to say before you make all kinds of conclusions about.
I conclude nothing.
What is what?
Jules' Otis' career. I'm a very active non-concluder. But that being said, yes. But that being said, I think that's a good segue. I'm very excited to share with this live stream audience and the audience not watching the live stream, but you live streamers. If you have questions for Grandma, type them in the comments and I'll get them to her. And otherwise, I'm very excited for the audience and myself to hear Grandma speaks about the Queen.
And here she is, just waiting for it too.
All right, cool. Well, thanks. We'll get the piece in just a moment there. Oh. So anyway, before the piece though, in Julesworks fashion, everything's like I said, we always try to get as many people involved that fit. The shows always run way too long, but that's because our open policy and people returning. Some people might have been missing for a while and returning, like this next performer, or not missing, but whatever. And some folks are in almost every show, and some folks join for the first time, and that's our goal. And besides providing, whether it's live or digital, a safe forum for artists to share material, work out material, etc. And so, that being said, that's a bunch of things I can tie into with Rose Provan, who's one of the Loyalist performers, with her Grandma Speaks piece that you just heard a little intro to. And this next performer, before we get to that, is Rainy Day, with her Rainy Day in the Poetry. Her real name is Rainy Day, and they have moved out of town, I do believe. Wonderful people. Many years ago, one of the favorite things that I personally did in Julesworks was with Rainy Day, who's a very talented musician, singer, plays the keyboard. We practiced a little and did live a piece. I hear me? Okay. It's playing in the back room for Stanley, just making sure also. But can't put it too loud because you don't want to hear that echoing in here, but it's not echoing. Anyway, focus. So, Rainy Day, we did Terry Jones, The Next Dead Python. I'll add here that Julesworks started, one of its main things we did, other than like the very first one at Warehouse 21, had Adam Harvey, of all people, doing his James Joyce thing. We've had various performers coming out, John O'Manson even. So that's a good example. John O had just gotten a banjo. So John O'Manson, who's world famous, was a chance to break out his banjo with an audience. Am I talking? Yep. Just a little low. So speak up, son. I turned the volume down, but I'm going to change my mind on that. And anyway, yeah. So Rain, E-Day, Python Obsession. That's where I was at. We used to do a lot of my Python skits, and thanks to, in big part, my brother, I was able to get to the Monty Python reunion, which was called Monty Python Live, almost, with Graham Chapman having died, like in 1980 or something. But the rest of the members reformed. You could tell Cleese was in his own admission, having a little hard time. Huge 2-week run. I saw it twice. Beautiful show at the O2 in London. And anyway, but it's, my point is not bragging at all or just to babble. We used to do their skits, but with Rainy Day, we did a song from the now deceased, as one of the many people who died in 2020, was Brain. The one in no one remembers his name, who often was a female. Terry Jones. Sorry, I need to eat or drink. One or the other, because I haven't done either. So anyway, Terry Jones and his song "I'm So Worried." I'm so worried about the fashion. Anyway, wonderful. Maybe at the end I'll toss that on for fun. Oh no, we'll get a violation. If I had our recording, I do somewhere. But anyway, this is a new song, Walls and Corners, from Rainy Day in the Poetry. You're going to see a visual that will give some info. Bandcamp. A couple of the performers coming up have Bandcamp pages. So let's shut up. Me, y'all chat.
Wring your hands and wash your eyes. Say a fond farewell and kiss goodbye. Come jump the fence. We're climbing to the sun. We speak our words, but I, for one, have had enough of words undone. So down the drawbridge for the truth we ride. Before this holiday's over and Monday morning comes to take us from our gardens by the sea. Before we change into stardust, before one body sparkles off into another, pour down from the sky and make us clean. Before this holiday's over and Monday morning comes to take me from my garden by the sea, before I change into stardust, before one body sparkles off into another happily, I will take my arrows up and go off hunting in these woods for all the things that I can't see with my own eyes. I will take my flowers up and carry on for love and good, reflecting light just like the moon into the sky, into the skies. Because my eyes have had enough of feeling so dirty, wishing they had a place to hide, or blaming the dark on a spark they've yet to try. A blessed spark inside a perfect eye, a graceful breed that will not die, buried in the soot of 100 million lives. So let us take our arrows up and go off hunting in these woods for all the things that we can't see with our own eyes. Let us take our flowers up and carry on for love and good, reflecting light just like the moon into the sky, into the
Audio
Hi.
reset.
It's your grandma again, back one more time to speak to you. But this time I want to show you my holiday sweater. I think I can fit it into the middle of the screen. Here we go. Definitely a favorite of mine. And I'm going to talk a bit about Queen Elizabeth. So I'm going to put on a tiara to get in the mood. Let's hope it doesn't fall off and hit me in the nose. There we go. Okay. I've been reading a lot lately, and I thought most of the books out now would be about Trump. Didn't want to read those. But no, I'm finding a lot of things about Queen Elizabeth. My favorite periodical, the AARP magazine, had a lovely article about the Queen there. It was based on an entire book by a person whose name is Brian Kozlowski. And he's not the only one with a book. I have this wonderful book with the pictures on it, and it's right on the cover and in the book too. And then there's going to be another book. Mark your calendar. January the 5th, will this be the last queen? The book about 70 years of the battles that Queen Elizabeth has fought to keep the monarchy going. And she's really done a fine job. But she's had a lot of problems with romance. Not necessarily her romances, other people's romances, starting with, of course, her uncle. Here he is. This is Edward. He was supposed to be the king, and instead, yes, I don't want to disappear, but Edward disappeared, so we'll just get him out of the way. He fell in love with Wallis Simpson. She was a divorcee, and at that time, you couldn't marry a divorcee if you were the king. So he had to abdicate if he wanted her, and my goodness, he wanted her. So off he went. That meant that Elizabeth's father became king, but he was not a vigorous person. So what happens? He died, and Elizabeth became the queen right away. And so Elizabeth married her Prince Charming. That was Prince Philip. So I've got another picture or two here. And now I definitely have to disappear. Here I am. I understand he was something of a philanderer before he married the queen. But you know, it's like the Secret Service out there where you can't be alone and running around. So he stopped being a philanderer. So that solved that romance problem. But the next problem was, who's going to be the monarch after Elizabeth? Probably it should be Charles, her son. But Charles was involved with a woman named Camilla Parker, and she was not suitable. And while he went to the army, she married somebody else and became Camilla Parker Bowles. So of course, here we have another divorcee problem, and they didn't like her anyway. So he was to go out and find himself somebody young and beautiful and charming, and he sure did. He got Diana Spencer, who was just the perfect person to marry a monarch, except that they were not such a good combination. Let me show you the picture that I think says it all. There we go. Uh-oh. She is very shiny, I'm afraid, but she is also very much looking away and not interested in him after they were married for a while. And then she went on the radio and she talked about their marriage and how it was a marriage of three people: Diana, Charles, and Camilla. After that, even Elizabeth said they should divorce. So they did divorce, and I think you know the unhappy ending of that story, where she went in that car to the tunnel in Paris, and she was killed. At that point, of course, all of the people in London, I think, turned out to say how devastated they were at her death. And it just took over the entire population for quite a while. And Elizabeth, of course, did not really appreciate all of this, but I understand that Tony Blair went and talked to her and said, you should make a nice speech so that everybody knows that everything is okay and that the monarchy is not upset about everybody loving Diana so much. So she did that, and she did a nice job, and life went on. But of course, another romance happened to muddy the waters. Yes, Harry, who isn't even much into the succession, because his brother William would be king if it kept going along, which Mr. Irving says it won't. But Harry found himself a beautiful actress from the United States, and he married her. And of course, there's, that's not her. I think my bookmark was behind me. That is Charles and Camilla. And you can see she was pretty happy to marry him in that picture, but she's no Diana. All right, so on to Meghan Markle. And I have a delightful picture of that. Yeah, there we go. And she was not raised as a royal, of course, and couldn't deal with all the pressures that you have to face when you have that scrutiny. So she said, let's get away from all of this. And they moved to the United States. So we've got them now. But that just reminds me, I wish that we had the Queen too. I think she would just be a wonderful monarch for the United States. What do you think? Do you think the United States could stand to have a queen? Well, they probably could if it was this one.
I agree. I'll vote for you for Queen. Can I vote? Can I vote?
No, you don't vote for a queen.
Oh, I'll vote for you. I don't care what they say. They can't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm an American, right? I don't know. Okay, well, if you're Queen, can I have a little money for the arts?
Maybe $2,000.
A week? A month?
$2,000 seems to be the going rate now for.
Oh no, that guy's he's not. He's a tyrant. No. Can I have $2,000 a month?
A month. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll give you some back. You can text it. Well, we'll work it out, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, Grandma, love talking to you. And in a minute, I think we should do a toast. But I forgot that I only have strong bourbon handy and I've got more work to do. So before we toast, I better get me some water. And then we can toast.
Good idea.
All right. Bye, Grandma. Say bye, everyone, to Grandma. Grandma, say bye.
Bye.
Show him your sweater again. I love it. The finale. Hola.
Yay.
You tell him. All right. Thank you. One, two, 1, 2. All right. Hey, Stella. Ooh, she's loving the show. She loves Grandma. She likes history. Stella. Look at those antennas. Stella. Wah! All right. Let's hope it's not silent. Talk. Audio. Okay. Sorry. I was making sure it didn't drop out back there. There's a delay. That's natural. In broadcast, that's how it works. Okay. Stella wants to be. So, I even managed to find. I forgot to get the poems first. I didn't forget. I was doing 9,000 things. First of all, this has nothing to do with the poems. But happiness. 2021, I recommend watching more Bob Ross videos, magazines. You don't have to paint, just watch them. Put them on in the morning or the evening. And anyway, what I was looking for was the work of a colleague of Jim Jones. This is one of the cool things about quarantine times is that I've never met Red Shuttleworth. I have so many envelopes and things and cards. Red, if you're watching, thank you. And this can be watched right here. That ain't nothing but me being a little hyper and I cough and sneeze. Deviated septum, don't you worry. And I researched it because I'm hiding in here. You can't catch the thing through a microphone. As long as you wipe it. If you claim, you know, you could be on a microphone, but you just wipe it. I guarantee it. Dr. Otis. Anyway, so thanks to Kirk Dallas and others, Thom Claggett, Johnny Boggs, even, they're all part of people I know through the film and writers world, great people that live here, and they're part of the Western Writers Association, many of them. And although I know he's had his things with them, this next performer, Red Shuttleworth, next piece artist, is a very talented writer. I hope to meet him someday. He, at least to me, I don't know how many people. If he likes you, you get books and postcards, photos of him and his dog. Here's one of his many chapbooks. And at first, of course, does anything go right the first time? No. I went to look a minute ago while you were learning about the Queen, and his monologues came up in my files as such, and a play. So he's got plays and monologues performed, but he also writes these poems, and I'm just going to go right in here to Wolf Moon and randomly pick one and read it. It has a photo. I think the photos and images in here are his. Straight. Oh, it is hard, Grandma. She was having a hard time, too. It's hard. Turn up a Packard, and I'm going to read for you Lump Sum. All right. That winter, windshields froze because our one gas station used dirty windshield water instead of washer. Blue fluid. Drivers staggered out of wrecked, ditched cars. Beefy men. Beefy men. Stella, every time I say beefy men, Stella gets excited. Red, sorry to take a break in the middle of your home watch. Beefy men. Stella. She loves mountain men. Anytime Nathaniel, if anybody mountainy music comes on, anyway, beefy men. We're back to the beefy men in the poem. Beefy men and narrow-shouldered city cousins in for Christmas. Years later, on her thick wool cloak from Donegal to the shuffle of hobbled winter horses, a lack of prayer. Stella's ears just went off. Beefy men. It played in the background. She went nuts. Roses blossom on stone. Roses blossom on stone. There are many B-movies. So many B-movies. Characters in fake distress. I was working a push mower on cheap grass. Young sage balding. Plain old lawn grass. A plume of smoke rose from a far neighbor's pasture. A grayish green cloud. Someone's yesterday. Lump Sum by Red Shuttleworth. Sometimes on my little radio show, Jim Jones and I, we call it in the Julesworks Follies, Jules and Jim do Red have done it. I'm going to get 3 because these are tiny. And it's the rhythm of 3s. Dia de los Muertos. And oh my God, I can't believe it. The first one, I was thinking how relevant the Neighbors in for Christmas is what part of what the Zoom play I got to be part of in Teatro was about. And then the Dia de Dead is Teatro. Dia de los Muertos. Rest easy on a train before you are stranded and gut bleeding, vomit soaked. After taking down a bank. I didn't do that. Ned said to Rupert me, you can sleep like a child. I'm farther now from those voices. I love Red. Powerful. Red poet. Shuttleworth. One more. Coyotes in the dark. Well, they're in the dark. Come on, man. We got this right. Ready? Ghost story. Coyote. I can't do much about that. Coyotes in the dark. The doctor did a fancy back kick to close the door. You still drink? Might as well at this dice roll. The black lace night. Coyotes and maybe a sick calf. Snow and blood by morning. Flashlight beam. Barren field. Okay. I can't. That's like so much synchronicity, I'm going to cry. Anyway, the radio show I mentioned, Metaphysical Biscuit, Live Radio Soup, aka by Mooney, and the Rhythm of 3s, Flashlight. That's the last one ever on Monday is this Monday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. It's so confusing, these holidays. And I did the last live stream on Sunday. It's Saturday night. Woo! I need a drink. I love the glare. It's horrible. Anyway, one of the people you're chatting with, Kevin Sullivan, will be my Zoom guest on my last Monday 2 to 4, 96.9 FM, KMRD, www.kmrd.fm. /listen or KMRD.fm. If you forget all that, Madrid, New Mexico only has one community radio station. And I have been part of it since almost its inception, 5.5 years ago. One of the first DJs, and was on the crack of noon Thursdays. And then moved to Mondays to get a couple hours, 2 to 4, stretched it when someone stopped from 1 to 4. And then because of lateness, and one just started getting later too, and I'm always late, went back 2 to 4. And then this will be the last one. This Monday is my point. Metaphysical Biscuit Live Radio Soup. Goodbye, Blue Monday, and the Rhythm of Threes. This Monday, Kevin Sullivan will be zooming in, and then it's going to move to Sundays, 5 to 6. I wish it wasn't just an hour, but I'm not too worried about that. And it's moving mostly. I'll change after years, mostly out of real life needs. Some of you may know I'm a waiter or server. I haven't served a human inside since the 15th of March, but we're doing to-go orders. Jumbo Cafe, a beloved local Afro-Caribbean restaurant, and it's never open Sundays. And I used to work at the Jean Coutu Cinema Sundays, but that's not happening in these days, so pandemical. So I figured I could do the radio show Sunday and forget Mondays. One of my coworkers is going to have her quarantine baby. So anyway, that's personal, but yet do check out Monday, 2 to 4, this Monday, Kevin Sullivan, first guest. And we have other plans, if we connect as we think we are, to start growing more live streaming. So Julesworks live stream will be one entity. We're aiming towards something like, whether it's on Sundays with Kevin Jules. So we're going to just work on our shtick tomorrow and Monday live on the radio. And if you can't listen 2 to 4, KMRD.fm. or 96.9, which you can get on TuneIn and others. Mixcloud.com, Jules Otis. So mixcloud.com/JULESOTIS13. And you can listen to 5.5 years. Danny Rubin or Groundhog Day was there. Al Shackman, who played in Nina Simone's own words, was her musical guitarist, musical director, guitarist, accompanist, the fellow played the guitar, and best friend who raised her kids, 40 years, and played with Harry Belafonte. So in the archives, plus lots of local great people and some solo shows. That'll be moving after Monday, and then I'm done with this spiel. Thank you. To Sundays, obviously not tomorrow. Nestled between the Friendship Village Cool Talking Show that I covered not long ago and ran back here in the car to watch the cool Quarantine's Dazed and Confused live reading. And then, speaking of synchronicities, the DJ on after me, part of how I'm even connected with and love Teatro Paraguas is because I got to spend my third year of college and have been back to Chile. And the people on after my new slot lived in Chile in a van. So anyway, and they have a very Chilean influence. But to the present, one more time, this Monday, Kevin Sullivan, who's chatting with you, and I've lost the chat for a minute. Yeah, so that's that. But the plan is to keep learning live streaming and get better at it, do more for Julesworks, for other people, and we'll see where it goes. Because it's more dynamic than Zoom. And I'm a babbler. That doesn't always have to be. So, I'm not going to be forever. Anyway, so here comes, speaking of me shutting up and Stella spacing out, Eric Chappell, who recently did his first Zoom into Metaphysical Go twice, because he has a brand new album again on Bandcamp, as you're going to see. I was going to send Margot a private chat. Margot, please remind me if you can, via chat or email, the credits. Your piece is coming. So, but I think I lost track. So anyway, if you can, I know there's a website. Sorry, it's just too much to keep organized. but I'll get better. Less organized badly than before badly. Eric Chappell, Groove Lock Goes to a Gallery is his new concept album. Many locals would know Eric. Well, many people from Seattle would know Eric for decades, apparently. He was very involved in stuff. But locals over the past years, he's been in Julesworks a bunch, thanks to Johnny Broomdust, who's now Dagan Waddell, who did a beautiful piece from Bread Loaf, where he is now, as a monk, a Dagan. Anyway, Eric is mostly known around town for violin playing, but this new album is all his music you're about to hear. A piece called My MRI, From Groove Lock Goes to a Gallery, a conceptual storytelling album with all instruments and music, all by the great Eric Chappell. All right, real quick. Thanks. That was trippy. Stella loves it. She's like, "Why are you talking, Daddy? I want to space out." Sorry, Stella. You can listen to the album later. Did you all see that thing about studies showing that, particularly now, but the lost art of listening to a whole album like alone or listening parties? Not now, but well, you could actually. You could have a few people 6 feet apart, and that would actually be rad. Make a 9 feet apart circle of people masked up. I guess you wouldn't need a mask necessarily, and headphone listening to some album. Maybe that new Bob Dylan album. I haven't listened to that. I don't know. Or I posted the Bandcamp for Eric's album. I'm going to share Rainy Days in a minute. But first, here comes a piece. Speaking of some people in Vermont, this is Nicoa Salas, who was here for some years. Quarantines made him go home. But he contributed some cool pieces to the Julesworks Follies 64. And this piece, this monologue that he wrote and stars in, directed by Annie Liu. And apparently it was originally some sort of submission for a local theater that didn't take it. But their loss is our gain. They couldn't use it for whatever reason. We have. And here it comes.
All right. So I'm in the bathroom. I mean, I might as well just say I was on the toilet. I was on the toilet and somebody knocks on the door. And this is like 2 p.m., so you were already gone. And I'm just like, how do I go check who's at the door? You know, I'm right in the middle. I am mid-poop. And so first thing I do is call out. I'm just like, who is it? And nobody answers. And so I'm just like thinking, and like, yeah, usually I would get some toilet paper and stick it up on in there and just like, you know, wrap a towel around me or put on my pants carefully and go see who it is. But you know, we're out of toilet paper. And I've been doing great with taking my short showers, but you know, even a short shower would take too long because there's somebody at the door. And then there's a second knock. And so I rack my brain and I'm just like, I know we have paper towels under the sink in the kitchen. And I'm just like, don't think, just go. So I go like a fucking pantsless ninja, and I go and I check under the sink, and guess what? We're out of paper towels. And then there's a third knock on the door, and, you know, 3 knocks, somebody can assume nobody's home. So I just go to the door, no pants, and I open the door just a little bit so I can hide my lower half behind it, and guess who's at the door? It's your girlfriend! And what does she want? She wants to borrow some toilet paper! Because last week you told her we had some she could borrow. And so she just lets herself in, as usual, even though I tell her we don't have any, and she walks right past me, thankfully not noticing anything, and she walks right into your bathroom looking for toilet paper, which she isn't going to find because you told me this morning that you were out. And so I'm just standing there in the doorway, like wide open, so I can just like hide my body behind it, you know, waiting for her to get back. And then she finally comes back, and guess what she has? She has our roll of paper towels. Which I hope to God doesn't mean that you were using them as a substitute for toilet paper because you can't flush paper towels. And anyway, she like gives me, you know, a weird look for the weird position I'm in, standing behind the door awkwardly, and she leaves. So when you come home and you ask me why I was rude to your girlfriend when she came over, all I can tell you is you need to not use paper towels, or find your own toilet paper from somewhere, or use less toilet paper, or take short showers, or I'm gonna lose my shit! Literally.
Peace. And I hope it gets a little messy with scenes. I hope none of that. Uh-oh. It'll be back. Don't worry. Okay. Really? You're airing, right? Well, hold on. I'm going to read this, but hold on. There it is. Yes. It's airing, right? Yep. Okay. I don't know. A little out, but anyway. So hi. I love poetry, and I like to read it on the radio or interweb, Zoom, Leak, Peak. I don't know. Anyway, Melanie Lamb Faithful has been in some of the last Julesworks. Attended them. Moved here recently. This is her beautiful book. You can get Melanie Lamb Faithful. She doesn't particularly know doing this. She was in the last Julesworks reading her own pieces. You be quiet. Saints and Sinners, which locals know as a beloved joint up in Española. And this is her, she had some chapbooks like read. Where's the flashlight? This is her new book. She did a performance at the Jean Cocteau that I think might be online. An esoteric collection of poetry and photographs from Mexico, Saints and Sinners. Melanie Lamb Faithful with the Photos by Sally Nelson Cruz, who's been around Sandpit for a long time and is beloved. Melanie and her husband retired from working for NASA of all things. Moved here. She's a cool poet and a great Southern lady. We have lots of music tastes in common. When I was a child, my family would travel down the Green River where paradise lay. Backwards old town, too often remember. Daddy, won't you take me back, Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay. Stella has been trying so hard to get her sneaky little butt on the computer and screw things up, but I busted her. And this is this is a tripod that you get when you're a high income entity like Julesworks. Anyway, here comes a poem. First, let's look at the photo. Look at that. And then this is by Melanie Lamb Faithful. Definitely, you'll see later a better way to share images, but I didn't prepare. Pave Paradise. Get it? Synchronicities. Turn to that page, all of a sudden I had to sing you a little bit. Pave Paradise, and you bury all things needed to access the collective unconscious. Here is a partial shopping list of what you'll need to reconnect. Radioactivity, gravity, libido, magnetism, Holy Ghost, rust, radon, unmoved mover, kryptonite, electricity, quantum mechanics, clear channel radio waves, paint, our number 2 pencil with eraser. Melanie Lamb Faithful. I think it sort of feels like this whole book is just one poem, but I'm going to turn to this page and see if synchronicities carry on. Probably not because I mentioned it. Annunciation. There was a time when drought-encrusted feet, thirst-squeezed throat, parched mind could never imagine a filled vessel so liquid, so stormy, that lightning bolts could shoot from their fingertips. Toes were electric, eye stars were suns. In your room, the curtain moves so slightly, you wonder if it was your imagination. Oh, Stella. Was that your imagination or is it real? Stella. Look at those eyes. That thing. Anyway, sorry. They're very distracting, these cute cats. For anybody who doesn't like Bob Ross or cats, I don't know what to tell you. Particularly cats. Jeanette, I love you. And the third and final from Melanie Lamb Faithful, After the Dust Settles. That seems synchronistic. After the breeze stop the ruffle of random shingles. To ornery, to stay put. Nah, that's some southern word right there. My mom is a southern Jew royalty. Ornery. Love you, Melanie. Too ornery to stay put. I yawn with the self-satisfaction of survival. This is the nothing moment I've waited for. This is the twilight at the end of the tunnel. This is the still and alone. And only now I think of my mistakes. And there's the image. All right. Melanie Lamb Faithful, thank you. And back to the program. Here comes a piece. Another new connection thanks to Teatro Paraguas. Margot Cole. And I'll have some things to say about the clip after. A Stroke of Endurance, an official trailer for Crip Productions, a name chosen by them because they... Well, watch the clip.
Professor, Professor, are you okay?
Is the professor gonna die?
I don't understand the point of it all. He said he had a stroke. But I was just so upset about all the crazy stuff that happens on the campus, and he started showing off, so I took my frustration out on him when he didn't deserve it.
Wow, I thought I was the blunt one.
Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean that I have the authority to...
Like this?
I've worked so hard to get through this, to survive.
To endure?
That's right.
Okay, thank you, Margot. And the one problem with this, you can play the other audio, but you can't play the mic audio. It makes sense in a weird way, but that's why it's in the back room. But it takes a few seconds to make sure it's not out. So I apologize. There's been a few times of these not really dropouts, mistakes. Audio. There should not be my long delay. Come on. All right. Anyway, so here comes the credits. Crip Video Productions' mission is to increase understanding of disability through storytelling and depicting disabled characters living full, vibrant lives. We do this, name Crip Video Productions. Crip is a shortened slang term meaning cripple. It is not gang related. It is just a term used by disabled people as a funny in-joke of solidarity. It used to be a term used to bully disabled people, but disabled people turned it into something positive. People in the LGBTQ community use queer in a somewhat similar way, it's true. The film A Stroke of Endurance is roughly based on a true story about a professor who had a stroke, wanted to live vibrantly. A Stroke of Endurance was screened at Teatro Paraguas in 2018. Margot Cole and her actors have disabilities in real life. Margot Cole is a member of the Teatro Paraguas board. Reading that information from Margot Cole sent to me, thank you. And there's credits. So, where are they? They're right here. So, in order of appearance, Margot Cole as Ava, Georgiana Cole as Ava's mom, Sydney Baptiste as disabled student 1, Emma Lemontsky as disabled student 2, Betty Lewin as Professor 1, David Salisbury Thaw as Professor 2, Jill Morello as Academic Advisor, Tim Snoha as Professor Ben, Mark Pauling as Student 1, Pedrin Villamin as Student 2, Johnny Diodato, Student 3. What? You like that? Diodato. The cat got excited. Krista Williams, Student 4, Ashley Villanueva, Student 5, Isabella Guinda as Bella, Katerina Hazel as Alice. Written directed by Margot Cole, edited Georgiana Cole, casting Margot Cole, cinematography George Cole, additional cinematography Tim Sinoha, Johnny Diodato, Krista Williams, Stella Diodato. I don't know if it's really Japanese. Music by Wale Sabri. Special thanks to Kingsborough Community College, Kingsborough. Lori Zucker, Jojo Tarnoff. Super special thanks to Georgiana Cole. Thank you, Margot Cole, Crip Productions, for sharing that. And, yeah. So, back to it. What do we got up? Sorry. We've got me. That's enough of me. Oh, so here's a piece that I'm sharing. It was not in last week's. And it was one... I loved everything sent to me for Julesworks, but this one just kind of brought me to tears. And again, this, like Rainy Day, Henry Valdez was someone who had been in Julesworks a long time ago. I knew him from my days when I used to be the programmer and one of the main people putting on when there was one film festival in Santa Fe, Henry Valdez, long time ago. And then I'm not sure how we reconnected. Some years ago, he got in Julesworks, and he had perfect timing to be in Julesworks 64, getting a to-go food the night before I was starting to take a week off and edit the last shows, and said, hey, if you want to send me something, it's got to have visuals. But he made this, and so it made me cry.
The last high tide panic sucked from the beach, ready to sail out to the unknown. No point in staying on this island forever. Nothing here but people burning palm trees and calling it positivity. The smoke stings my lungs. Life is short, the ocean is terse, but standing on a beach with a scorching chest is not existence. There is more to life than the ocean hitting the horizon. So on this pastel night, I push a crude raft made of burnt palm trees past the surf. The nose pops up, throwing my head back as I struggle to paddle. Fright engrosses my chest as anxiety of not making it becomes real. The tide seemed right, but with a blink of an eye, all is not fine. My mind says, you will die tonight. The ocean rejects, throwing me from the raft, frantically swimming towards a chaotic surface, struggling for breath. Riptides pull me below. Pink strips, sunsets, evaporates to darkness. I've taken my last breath. Bubble words of goodbye, my love. Goodbye, my life. Goodbye, my island. This is where I die, under the tide. I close my eyes as my limbs go soft. My body descends towards the bottom of the ocean. It's okay though. I don't mind. At least I tried. In that moment of acceptance, peace falls upon me. The anxiety washes away. I open my eyes to pastel colors of an anxious free life. Gently I swim the surface of Pacific water. Waves are calm, the ocean lazy, no reason to kill me now. My hand grips a wet, ashy palm tree raft, pulling my body back up top. Life is stable now, so softly I paddle. I turn my head around, watching the island drift off towards the horizon. Flipping the vantage point, I stared at my whole life. I'm finally alive in the changing tide of my life.
Howdy. Yes, it does go black if I don't hit it right away. Start the mic, etc. It's a little confusing with the delay, but that's all right. Anyway, I'm glad you like the books. I don't know which books. I was looking at the chat between that piece, during that piece. If you meant this, if you meant Melanie's, I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are chatting. And one more share of poems I put on Facebook just now when I was looking for the other poems. I randomly found my old friend, speaking of synchronicities as such. And so when I got to Santa Fe, just a little bit, in the 90s, I had lived in Chile, Virginia, grew up in Baltimore. I didn't want to be in any of those places. Charlottesville, I could have lived in. New York briefly, fled here, didn't know I was staying. But then I started meeting people, Aztec Cafe I had mentioned. So it was fitting that the Follies, when it started many years later, closed down the Aztec. We did it there for a little while. And this person, Guthrie Taylor, I met, and the next piece, Greg Turner, at the Aztec Cafe when it was this vibrant place where you could see all kinds of weird artsy people hanging out. And Guthrie had sent me this a while ago, his poems. And so since it popped up, here we go. Guthrie, many of us moved to Portland. So I was here, wasn't sure I was staying, went to Portland briefly thinking it might be too hot and dry here and realized that's not true. And Portland's wet, drippy, and white. And so I came back. Guthrie. Oops. This old man can't read without light. This old man. Not in this light. I have lighting for chilling, eating, drinking soon. Reading, not so much. Broke it off with bare effort. Kissed the glass. A shiny partition. Leave the curtains. Walk the tracks. One last time. Remember me. I said this before, but never more sincerely. And Guthrie, I mentioned Portland because he moved to Portland. My cat is in that urn. The first cat I had. Oh, that's the flashlight. The first cat I had, Chucha Negra, is in an urn way over there. There's a Monty Python cat back there. You can sort of see. I can't zoom. Sorry. And a mess. Fireplaces under that mess. That's a mantle mostly to my love and stuff. There's my book. Anyway, Roger Zelazny, my love's father's books, and my dad and some stuff. And then you can't see a cat urn and the Monty Python cat very well. But I promise you, boom, that's no fun. Sorry. That good thing that's not the mic I'm using. That's why you're not hearing. Stella's like, what? Stella the new Chucha. Black cat. Point was, that cat was my neighbor's, Yvette. Yvette, Guthrie, and others stayed in Portland. I did not. The casual smirk begat Anybody can write a poem with the word begat. Come on. A herd of running angels, shirking responsibility. I like that. They bellowed in the thistle, the subtle hosts assign a number to each of the breed, marred by bureaucracy, unreceptive to chaos. Such unfelt hatred rise, eclipsing consciousness. Hard for me to remember as I'm trying to remember. By the way, in the chat, I did know whatever that word I used an English accent for was not England, it was New York, but it was more fun to use an English accent. However bad, any chance I can to get accent usage. All right, the third and final from Guthrie Taylor, because it starts with a naughty word. My bullshit takes up volumes. I need to sort it all out, cut it up, play Scrabble with it. It's the board game of all I know. It's everything I've been told. I don't remember ever learning anything. I just sort of accepted it. This is how you behave. This is compliance. And this is what you say behind someone's back. This is life. All I have to say, I'm tired of a blank cold one. I crave color and warmth. My soul wants to be delicious. Guthrie Taylor, that was a beautiful way to end. Until I found her book, I was considering reading some of my own poems. We're going to skip that. We did 3 poems, 3 poets, 3 poems. Guthrie Taylor, and we're getting towards the end. Get your drinks ready almost. The last piece of the regular show is coming right up. This was taken from Julesworks 64. Greg Turner has been very busy, so I had to sort of make this video mashup of images that came from some past Julesworks folks. Thom Sibley's in the video. You'll see without the audio. And this is a recent Greg Turner group rendition of Creedence Clearwater Revival. The Bad Moon Rising, and with Sarah Meadows, a local musician, and David Barsanti, musician, DJ, cool guy. So they're about to be playing, and then we get into, I'll come back to one more piece and some finale stuff of toasts. Can't wait, because I'm ready. So you've made it through the whole show almost, except the toasts, but that's anyway. This is a finale piece of the regular show, and there'll be some. Sorry, there was a long dropout. I'm so sorry. But the tradition was I'm back. Oh man. Sorry. I was introducing, but I paused myself. Greg Turner, who plays in this piece with the Greg Turner group, Dave Barsanti, Sarah Meadows. I don't know if I said that. But anyway, gotta remember when you so I put a mic in the scenes, and that's where the echo came from, so you can't do that. So you gotta make sure you're in the scene with the mic. But anyway, Greg Turner has been very busy. He's gonna have a book coming out. He was known, and I mentioned with people as the first, and then it was like, hey, did you know that guy, Brett Berman, who co-wrote the book with me? I pointed out up there, Chelsea and Clarence, we created together. Anyway, he's like, that guy was an Angry Simone. I was like, what? The 80s LA bubblegum punk band Angry Samoans. So Greg Turner, who also had been a music journalist for Cream magazine. If you saw Almost Famous, Lester Bangs was the character that the great Philip Seymour Hoffman played. Lester Bangs, and then Greg Turner, and speaking of Portland, Richard Meltzer. Meltzer and Turner didn't make the movie. Lester Bangs was the most famous, but all didn't write for Rolling Stone magazine, wrote for others, and were known as Gonzo journalism, Gonzo music journalists, with, of course, Hunter Thompson being their hero, Gonzo. Anyway, now I'll play the song and be back. This is a finale piece of the regular show, and there'll be some bonus stuff. I know it's way too long, but usually the tradition has been the Greg Turner opens, and what you did for the Cocteau show, so I decided to reverse it, and Mr. Turner is going to do a finale of a song, a cover that's very fitting. Turner has been busy finishing a book of short stories called True Tales from Hell, Hallucinations of an Angry Samoan, and it's going to publisher in LA. Gary Panter and Dave Lubo doing illustrations. Should be out in the spring. Greg Turner, many of you may have heard of him. He was in the Angry Samoans in the 80s and played around town. And yeah, so let's check that out. I kind of, somebody chopped together a little video for it, and you know the song, Creedence, Bad Moon Rising. But there's a positive. I mean, Fogarty's are great. And it's the Greg Turner Group, which means it's David Barsanti and Sarah Meadows in the band that you'll hear a little bit. And Jim Stoughton helped with the video, as did some guy. And so enjoy the last song, get a little dance on, and thank you so much. I'll be back to say goodbye. Goodbye. Toast. We're going to toast it after the song. So dance, get ready to toast, because I'm finally having a drink. Listen up now. Ow.
I see a bad moon arising. Oh, I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go out tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I think the end is coming soon. Oh, I see rivers overflowing, and I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't come out tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you have got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Don't come out tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Don't come out tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. There's a bad moon on the rise. There's a bad moon on the rise.
All right, howdy. Sup? We're almost there. Thank you, Greg Turner, Turner Group. Sorry for the dropouts. And yes, thank you for clarifying some of that info, Margot, about co-productions. Yes, I thought as I read those names that a couple of those were the folks in that piece that Teatro Paraguas.org, Teatro Paraguas.org, and you can there get access to Zerb TV and xerb.tv, or just go to xerb.tv and look for Teatro Paraguas. There's lots of content there. It's kind of neat, local based, but international reach. And anyway, Paraguas has been doing lots of stuff that they put, quarantine stuff, poetry readings, shows, collections of showcasing, all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, I would say they've been the most active venue And anyway, our last piece from Julesworks coming up, and then we get into the toasts. Is a very short little piece sent to Holiday. It was sent more for the Christmas, but it'll fit. The Holiday Roar from Jerry the Puppet. This is from Lance and Lexi McKenzie, and I just want to give a shout out to Crystal McKenzie as well. Crystal was in many Julesworks. We used to meet right here. Danette, who you'll see shortly in the toast. Rose. Chris Diesler, who was in the last not live shows. There was something I was going to say he said that was nice, but I forgot. Anyway, we don't meet anymore. Chris came over, we masked and did some bits. We read the Trumpty Dumpty John Lithgow poetry. Anyway, Stella, twitching. She went ready for the toasts. But this piece, I just want to finish the shout out. Crystal McKenzie hasn't been in the shows as much recently. She wrote some beautiful poems for us, but very thankful. But she's had for some films that were in that festival I mentioned, and is now trying to make a film, hopefully, and a book, and doing her stuff. So, but her daughter Lexi and her son Lance pretty much, in their words, grew up going to Julesworks, and the other son Ace definitely did, and now they have a daughter who's growing up watching, I hope, and they've been part of the quarantine show. So here's their little entry, fun puppet stuff, and I'm sure we'll get more from them in future Julesworks.
What do you think Santa left by the Christmas tree? I don't know. Probably a few. Yeah.
Yes, there was an audio drop out there because I should have fixed the audio. My notes to prepare for the show included adjusting the audio, but I ran out of time. Stella's ready. Look, she just adjusted. She said, "Come on, man. I thought we were going to see puppets." Here we go.
What do you think Santa left by the Christmas tree? I don't know. Probably a few. Yeah. What? Jerry? Yeah? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. It's a dream! Ah!
Alrighty, thank you, Jerry and Lance and Lexi. And then here's just a quickie. We didn't have time to toast Devin Ludlow. Audio? Yep. I think it's still there. I'm just going to make sure that it plays, but there's a little slideshow. Yes. So, it's quiet on purpose. So that little slideshow, that is Devin Ludlow, who has been in Julesworks a bunch and is getting lots of acclaim nationally and worldwide for his amazing zombie puppet musical. You can find that online. The Love That Wouldn't Die, with some great singers, including Jessie Deluxe and her mother sings, who was in the original Phantasm movie, a cool event we went to the theater with the director and her, and Andy Kirkpatrick, who was in early Julesworks, sings, and friend, one-time co-worker, Jumbo, very talented filmmaker, Keith Ryan Riggs, shot the trio, and they're winning awards of these great zombie puppet musicals, Love Wouldn't Die. So, yes, this little piece was in lieu of a toast that we didn't get to record, or a piece from Devin this time, but he is in some of the quarantine shows and live shows. And it was a way to test this making a slideshow. So some things, obviously, these every glitch, I will say so far, every sound out has been my fault. So was last week, but in a different way, because either I realized I didn't like something. Anyway, it's interesting. So, with that being said, that was the end of the regular show. And so that's like, in case you want to learn a little bit, that the reason that switched is that nice hair. Quarantined hair is I switched to different scene, each scene, but they don't flow. There's probably a way, it's probably using the other software. I keep getting errors in YouTube that these videos aren't matching. I know the zooms don't look as good. The camera should be fine, but it doesn't match resolution, but whatever. Bond. Jules Bond. I was going to show you when I was looking through poems, as we're almost done. I found this. I am known at KMRD as one of the first DJs to get a random person to send hate email. And yes, that's two different cameras. That's Dell, just for fun. And that's the good one. Anyway, KMRD, somebody streaming sent an email through the website one time when I have all people had Aaron Levitman zooming in with another shout out I'm going to give. Speaking of great quarantine offerings, Aaron Levitman with his almost adults. That pause was making sure the audio was going. Aaron Levitman. Like I said, one thing, speaking of learning, I can turn on the audio and there's no problem for the pieces, but the local concert group that took them 25 minutes to stop getting the echo, I do believe was because they were also trying to monitor the mic, and that you can't do. So that's why I sometimes pause to make sure that I hear I'm in the back room, but can't turn it too loud or else it might come in here. That was tripping. Anyway, this hate. So I got the hate email from a Frenchman. Aaron Levitman's Almost Adults virtual, very good usage of Zoom plays will recommence, and he was on Zooming into my radio show, and a Frenchman decided, because maybe I couldn't pronounce LGBTQ, and Aaron and I talked about, I wasn't trying to be rude, but particularly he has an LGBTQ plus series, is a gay man, and didn't argue with. In fact, he might have been the first to say that the acronym is a bit hard to say. And I appreciate, by the way, I thought that I lost, that came back. Sorry to babble, but that's the Metaphysical Biscuit fashion. This is my radio show, Metaphysical Biscuit, but unconnected. Anyway, Margot, I appreciate what you were saying about why it's called Crip and the whole concept, as she mentioned in what I read, and the word for African Americans, that they turn around. That concept of taking a word that someone else uses to harm you and empowering that word is a beautiful thing to do. And it's obviously successful because lots of people do it. Anyway, with Aaron, I was just saying that an acronym is so hard to pronounce. Maybe they ought to. And then I don't know if that's what offended and got the hate mail, and or a true story that's happened, had just happened, and it's happened since I was 16. Margot, I love to talk about Chile much more than France, but I've been to France 3 times, Chile too. Because we went in high school and we stayed in Troyes, and then we did a family trip. It was supposed to be the 50th anniversary for my grandparents, with my grandma being a Francophile. They didn't end up going, the rest of the family did, to Auld. Now, I'm an actor, I can pronounce things, I don't do anything perfect. Almost every time you tell a French person Troyes and Auld, they go, oh, what? Oh, Troyes! So then you go to the next person, Troyes. Oh, Auld! And that offended someone so much that he wrote to the station and said something about me and sucking and being an idiot, and it was nicer. This note I'm about to get to is less nice and wonderful. But he signed it, a Frenchman from Boston. Offending a French person is very easy, and everybody in Boston, even Conan O'Brien, says this is just full of hate. He recently had a clip, being from Boston, saying something in the quarantines about, what do you mean happy? You're talking about people from Boston. I once waited on the table with 20. Not a single disagreed when I said Boston was just like the most not comfortable city, aside from the racism, just being in traffic, just angry people, drunk people. Anyway, moving on. I'm not going to expect you to read that, but I also got, sorry, but one of Madrid's town drunks hand-delivered station head Stella, not my Stella over there, Cat, happened to be there. Anyway, Jules, it was not Halle Berry in View to a Kill. It was Grace Jones, Jones. I didn't say Halle Berry. I said Halle Berry killed the franchise from View to a Kill. I mean, I was saying, not View to a Kill. I was talking about how the Pond, who's behind me, see, Roger Moore, franchise has been killed several times and rebirthed, but that the Halle Berry, the only good Pierce Brosnan to me was the first one where they introduced Judi Dench, GoldenEye, Sean Bean's Gotta Die as always, and that one was great. The second one with Pierce Brosnan, who was a fine Bond throughout, had a great bad guy and the wonderful, speaking of British actors, and Terry Gilliam, my heroes, Jonathan Price, but that movie had no value other than Jonathan Price, and they all had the same title, pretty much whatever they were called, Day to Die, Time to a Die. I'm talking about the 4 Pierce Brosnans. With the third, I couldn't tell you. The fourth being memorable only, I did a ranking once when Spectre came out, a couple of radio, 3 in a row. I had a whole system, so don't argue with me about Bond movies, because I watched them all a couple of years ago to be able to yapper the way I am, and I'm almost done, and we're getting the toasts, but I want to read this because it's ridiculous. So anyway, I was saying that in his own words, Roger Moore, God, it's hard to do that. Roger Moore said View to a Kill was the one that ended his interest in being there, and I was also saying, I probably babbled as I do now, that anyway, and Martin Landau was not in the taking of Pelham, spelled wrong 1, 2, 3. It was Walter Matthau. I might have called Walter Matthau Walter Landau. I don't know. I don't think I did. But who cares? Know your facts. If you keep running that hole under your nose, shut up. I mean, is that save forever, hate mail, or what? And I will shut up now, because it's time to imbibe. I got myself a ukulele because I was a lonely Jew on Christmas, and I wanted to. My love got me some harmonicas. I don't know how to play them. I think, at least on a charango, that I don't know how to play that's a chord. But I got this beautiful thing to learn. And Stella was even playing this. Remember Stella? She had a whole bit. Oh. Yes, Luke is coming. The toasts are coming, Rose. Yes, okay, fine, I'll shut up. All right, guys. Toast time. Speaking of, I'm going to kill that other camera. What does that say? Okay, actually, here's the first toast. Oh, I was supposed to be here too. Okay, so first, we'll get the drinks. I got a moose head, some bourbon, and anyway, the first toast is coming. It's short, and then I'll be back. Well, Grandma, that was awesome, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. Are you there?
Oh, you are welcome. I was waiting for the wine.
I think it's time for a cheers. Here's to Grandma Speaks. And to the, well, I don't know. Should we cheers to the Queen?
Yes, many
Okay.
cheers.
All right. Anything else we're cheersing to? This show is called the FarewellPeePoo F Off 2020, EFF. No naughty words.
And Happy New Year, please.
May it be very new. New president for the United States and vice president, the real president. What? Oh, excuse me. I'm a Jedi, by the way. Did you see I got my Jedi training?
Oh, wow.
Any final cheers for the audience?
No, cheers.
All right, and everybody, here's where you can. And wait, let's give them a chance. Look at the St. Patrick New Year's guy. Let's give them a chance to do their own cheers. So I'm going to stall for just a few seconds. Get your drinks out there. If you haven't already been drinking, first of all, that was a mistake. Never watch Julesworks sober. We do it usually pretty sober. You don't have to. There's no rules, as long as my rule going back 20 years, 25, has always been whatever substance the performer takes, as long as it doesn't affect the performance, I don't care. And if they want me to pay for it as their fee, as long as it's not real expensive. But all right, so here we go to our audience. Final cheers, Grandma.
Cheers and Happy New Year.
Okay, yes, everyone. Thank you so much. Stick around for more amazing content. All right, so here we are. Everybody, there's going to be a few toasts playing, but I'm done. I might come back after the toasts. Some of them aren't short, but we've got toasts coming. First, Annette Sills, then that was Rose, and then Luca, and that will be the end. Moosehead. When I was very young, I spent a lot of my life, over a year of my life collectively in New Hampshire and New England. Went to Canada, and they gave a young kid at a camp Moosehead. So I decided it isn't my favorite beer, but it was the first. My lady friend, I think that was in the test. So if I said this, I don't think I said. Oh no, I said this in the Zoom. You're gonna see. Anyway, in quarantine times, at the beginning and just now for the holidays, she managed I'm a bourbon lover, without knowing, to get twice Angel's Envy Top Shelf and that Jefferson's Reserve that I never bought either because they're a little more than I could usually spend. Twice she scored without asking. Jefferson's Reserve. I'm sure she got Jefferson's in part because she knows there's Monticello that I went to the University of Virginia, and we're not going to talk about the slave thing, except I will say, not only did Jefferson hate slavery, he couldn't really free his slaves because they were his long dead wife's slaves, and the brother probably would have taken him. So that's a whole other topic, but it's not as simple. And most of everything else Thomas Jefferson did was wonderful. He was the hippie founder, as they say. Anyway, moving on. This is, you can't get this, but you can get Heaven's Door other blends. I like on air to offend people. The majority of my listeners probably love Bob Dylan. I don't dislike Bob Dylan. That's not a complicated issue. I do think he got too much attention, but something he's doing now that I love is these videos. He made this whiskey. This is Highway 61 blend that I don't think you can get, but if you can see, as it focuses, Reserve Bar is where I bought it, and you can get others. I got the Stones from them. They're very good ice rocks to keep, and this blend is good. They're all good. You can buy a sample trio. You can spend $300. No thanks. The other ones are normal price. And he's got videos where it plays really good bourbon music, and he talks like that. You know he does. Still, it's like, what? Bob Dylan's here? So, that's it. Thank you so much. That's it in the sense that the toasts are going to play. So, here we go. Here's to 2020 fucking off. 2021, don't suck as much. A little seriousness. First of all, yes, Margot, you were in, and very good, in again, that you can see on Zerb TV and Teatro Paraguas, the holiday play, her Crip production, several of those people. And some of the performers in the Julesworks Follies, of course. And there'll be more of all that connection. And I'll drink moonshiners. So, ready? Jefferson. And may people that have been fucking the world up with their idiocracy go away. Any media after the 20th, unless there's a civil war that man starts, when Biden and President Kamala, yes, I said it, when Biden and President Kamala are sworn in, any reporting on the rump is shameful. He's irrelevant by then. That's all I'm going to say, other than careful with the vaccines, be safe, mask still. It ain't over, but we can get through it. And keep sharing art and stuff. One of my favorites, Hayes Carl and his lady, said they're going to carry on. Todd Snyder, I get to see tomorrow. I think there's no harm once live events come, and also sharing content this way, of course, not this long. Cheers. And there are some toasts to watch, but yes. So Danette's toast, here we go. 4, 3. All right, hey, who's there?
Hey, Jules, it's me. It's me. It's Danette. Hi. Danette, you know?
Oh, Danette. Oh, hey.
Yeah, right? Okay.
It's a little hard. It's a little hard to see with these masks.
Yeah, it's terrible. You know, you can't breathe, you can't see, but it keeps us alive, right?
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important, but I don't need it now because I'm home safe. I just want everybody to know I'm safe.
Yes.
And that I'm also that we're building a consortium to make sure the transition to power goes well in a few days, right?
Oi, I'm not looking forward to Wednesday.
No, we're right. I mean, because Santa Feans are known for their strength.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We got to get through it, you know? It's looking good, but there's still some bumps in the road.
That's what, 15 days, 18 days. That's a long time.
I know.
Don't think about it. Have a drink. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think you better have a drink before the toast. Have a pre-toast drink.
Pre-toast drink? Thank you. Okay.
And this, I'll give a shout out to my lady friend. At the beginning of quarantines and just now for the holidays, she knows I'm a bourbon fella.
Yeah.
And both times she bought a bottle without really knowing that turned out to be ones that were topper shelf than I'd ever bought, but I always wanted.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
So the first is long gone. That was Angel's Envy top shelf. This is not the least expensive by any stretch, Jefferson's.
No.
But I have things to do. I'm hiding. And
we shouldn't talk about where you are.
Galisteo by the south side. No.
I'll
never find. But I love radio.
Yeah, you do, which is great. And
I love radio. I still don't understand, but I think since May, I've been sharing some of the things I find on the radio with people, and I think it's the computer and intertwit.
Intertwitting.
No, not the president Twitter.
Knitting, internet.
Interneting. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so we interneted a few variety shows.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then, sharing material like with you, and now this kind of material, and then I discovered this thing called live reaming.
Yeah, wiping, we all have to. So I mean, it's like
wiping. No, it wasn't live wiping.
You have to wipe a lot too.
Gotta wipe.
I sneeze, or get mud on my feet from taking the dog for a walk after the snow.
You gotta sanitize. Lots of sanitation.
Yeah.
I wish I had invested in February stock in sanitizing companies.
I wish I had bought a lot more Lysol.
Well,
but I think it's coming back in the stores now.
Yeah,
the first commercials for it,
Well, in Santa Fe, our second lockdown a couple months ago, the toilet paper World War II piece started again, but not as bad as March.
No. I had bought a lot. Look at Costco, so I'm good. I
always gotta get tissue, but that's okay. You reminded me of something, and it's live stream, I think they call it.
There you go. I've heard that. I've heard the term.
I don't know how I managed to do it. I thought I was still sharing radio.
Yeah.
But a couple times I was listening to the radio, and suddenly there was an audience at this thing called George Martin's Jean Cocteau Cinema. So I don't know. I just let it happen.
It's like visual radio.
The live ping net.
Yeah, live ping is like visual radio.
The live ping web net thing. Yeah. But you reminded me.
Live ping interneting.
Right. Live ping interneting. I wasn't gonna say this on camera, but I may as well. You reminded me. I tried a live P stream last week and had some audio glitches. It wasn't awful, but I'm gonna do one today, is what I was saying.
Oh.
So that's why I'm not drinking.
Oh. Yeah. Well, sometimes that helps.
I think I should have started earlier last time, but I think it's only at 5:30. It's in a few hours from now.
I got you. Well, that's happy hour.
it's happy hour. I'll start drinking then, because either it's going to be going wrong,
Yeah,
I'll want to drink, or it's going to be going right.
it'll be brilliant. Yeah, it'll be absolutely brilliant.
But I was going to say, I'm taking this as a good omen when I went to the restroom. The first times in April, May, and then when we did our election relief radio live stream, that wasn't the live stream, that was the web 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened amongst piles of dishes piling up and messes was the toilet overflowed both times. And and there was so much work editing all that radio. I think that's the problem, is that turning radio into web video,
Interneted, yeah.
interknitting the radio stuff. So last week, the toilet didn't have any trouble.
Oh, good.
One more flush and it was about to overflow. So I didn't, but I think that's a good sign, because those two shows were successful. No toilet problems last week, not as successful.
Oh, okay.
So
All
I
right.
think
Something to keep in mind, although that would be a hard balance for me.
it didn't overflow today. Yeah, it's that plunge.
Okay.
So I don't have that huge mess.
Set phasers on plunge, okay?
Yeah, set phasers on plunge. So enough about me and my toilet. How have you been? Have you heard from Beatrice?
Oh, Beatrice is, she's still busy in England. They've got their second wave of a new strain.
Did she just go to sleep? She seems like the kind of person who could just hibernate.
Yes, she does. She hibernates very well because she has her books, and she, tends to read up on old plagues and how they dealt with it, and some old timey remedies. She was talking to me about possibly doing a podcast on old medieval remedies for the plague.
Well,
and I told her maybe we'll be ready for that when this one's over. So otherwise, that could put us in a really nasty state of mind.
Well, I don't know that I think her tips, they can keep pushing the vaccine globally, but for some people, those tips might be better than some of these vaccines.
Let's put it this way, not all of us are going to get that vaccine anytime soon. So I know I'm on the list. I registered. Did you register with the state?
No, but I'm not a top priority anyway. I mean, maybe because
you don't have to you register with the state so they know you exist, and that when they have vaccine available.
Well, I know they're doing tiers and age is involved, and
no, I know.
So, I mean, I'm definitely, I wouldn't be in first wave even if I'd been the first to register, and I don't want to be.
No, like I say, there's nothing to do with it, but they at least have you. They know you exist.
Right.
Hopefully that does something. I don't know.
But I also am waiting till you can choose between Pfizer and Moderna, because I don't want Pfizer. I don't trust them.
You don't want Pfizer?
I know that's a evil company. I don't trust them.
Oh, I got that.
And that's I mean, they both have had some side effects, but that's the one where they've had the videos of the people being like, "Oh, I'm fine," and then I was like, "Oh."
Well, but the people in that case were susceptible to other allergic reactions. They'd had allergic reactions to things, and that's why they've got it set up so when you go and have the injection, have the vaccine, you have to wait 15 to 20 minutes to see if you do have a reaction, and they plunge the EpiPen into you too, so you get 2 for 1.
I've already had a seizure in my life, and I don't want more, so that's also why I'm not rushing. I've got pre-existing broken nose, deviated septum nasal conditions, and a seizure. So, and I'm not young, but I'm not that old. I don't need to be first.
You're not young. Okay. So.
Well, I'm not. Well, but if I had said I was old, you would have said I'm not that old.
You aren't that old. So
right.
There you go.
So but I'm not young.
I said it anyway. So there we go.
I did a Zoom toast with a 14-year-old, and he's young.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything in his cup like I have.
I would hope not.
But that's why I was mentioning that I'm not drinking yet, because we're going to do this dreamy thing in a little bit.
Yes, interknitting.
Yeah. So before we get to the toast, it'll be in there. Beatrice is all right. She'll be back then, yeah, one day.
Yes, she will. She will. Like I said, she said she's working on stuff, and she will be back. She shall return, as she thought Winston Churchill had said, but I reminded her that was not Winston Churchill.
Well, they all kind of look alike.
Only Gary Oldman plays them.
No white people, they all
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I won't name names, but somebody that I know kind of always thought that Alan Rickman and Gary Oldman seemed similar, and I was like, other than being British and extremely talented, they're so not. Like, I love this. I meant no diss. Like, the fact that Alan Rickman wasn't in the movie till he was 40 is inspirational to me. But Alan Rickman's kind of funny looking with a big nose and had done 40 years of theater before ever being in movies. They were both in Harry Potter.
Yes.
I think Gary Oldman's done some stage, but Gary Oldman is the consummate film actor.
Got into theater. He got into film very early. He was, I was a huge Oldman fan when he started.
Yeah.
So he graduated from RADA and did all.
And there's late 80s, early 90s British stuff where he's phenomenal. Yeah. But there's a clip, an outtake that didn't need to be in the movie Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which was perfect. But as a outtake, it is a masterclass in the whole not relevant to theater, film acting, minimalism. It's Gary Oldman's character cooking an egg, no talking, and there is so much information given.
Sure.
That I'm not saying Alan Rickman couldn't have done that.
I think Alan Rickman could have done it. They could have done it together. It would have been fascinating.
Right, but Gary Oldman, yeah. But anyway, it's funny. It's like they're both British and white, and we're Harry Potter, but it's not. The similarities are pretty much stopping there. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyway, so what? And the Sills family, everybody's all right?
Sills family is good. My youngest son is still in New Orleans. He is working for, I think it's MBS, which is the big grip house. And he's got a full-time job with them. He's so thrilled. He's got, he just signed up for a pension. He's got really good health insurance and a 401k. So he's like, oh my God, I'm a real person now. But
I started typing at the beginning. Did you say where he's doing this?
New Orleans.
New Orleans, sorry.
In New Orleans. And film production is picking up in New Orleans.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
I guess not, but he does. He gets tested every 2 weeks at work he gets a COVID.
Sure, yeah, they get tested every day here in the films, but but I love New Orleans, and I think it's the soul of this country. But they also heeded no warnings and just went ahead with Mardi Gras when they shouldn't have.
Well, yeah, last year Mardi Gras, my son was a part of that, and he said it was wonderful, but B, there's no way you could have stopped people.
The reports I heard from the nurses a couple weeks after Mardi Gras in the New Orleans area weren't so wonderful.
Oh God, no, it's horrible. No, I know. My son's 27. Luckily, either he had mild COVID or he just hasn't caught it, and he's being very careful now. But he's still 27, so I don't know what to tell you.
I know the younger folks.
Well, they are. My oldest son, who's 3 years older, he lives in Arcosita, but he is working part-time at Marty's Meals, which is a great place. But he's been doing for the last 2 months editing. He does pieces for Screen Rant, which is a YouTube channel.
Yeah. I watch them.
Yeah, so if the last 2 months, you've probably seen a number of pieces that my son edited. So.
Oh, neat. Okay. I've wondered about some of those channels.
And he's going to try and start writing for them. So he might end up writing, performing, and editing his own pieces for them, which I got a great voice. So
can I catch it on the radio? I got to use the web stream 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's an interknitting between.
It's a knitter. That's all right. I
on YouTube, so yeah, you can get it.
I think it's my Jewish side coming out. I think I'm better at that than I know of watching the inter-P, but I just don't understand it. So
it's a Michigas, what can you say?
But I love radio. One Well, anyway, I guess speaking of internet stream peeing, I think the bladder of the audience of Julesworks might be getting down. So should we get to a toast?
Let's do a toast.
All right.
2021.
Do you have any final words before we get into it? You think? Make those beautiful faces. I'm gonna have a sip.
We have to persevere. We can't let our guard down. We have to stay healthy. We have to stay safe. That's what I want.
I'm gonna be a baby liar, only because my lady said.
Okay, good.
She didn't say to drink. I'm not. Anyone watching, she didn't tell me to drink it right now. But I think you're right. A little sip. It's 3:00.
Good. Okay.
So l'chaim, and here's to
2021.
Yeah, the white man's calendar.
Not sucking as badly as 2020.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, hey. What's up? So this is Jules Otis career here. I gotta go. I gotta make sure the perimeter is secure out there. Oh man, a wireless camera, and I could have showed you Stanley. He's been in the other room listening the whole time. He's enjoying. He's wrapped up. I did insist on wearing my jammies, and I'll be right back. I got to answer this because I think the food outage I can't have. Here, toast with Rose one more time. Well, Grandma, that was awesome, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. Are you there?
Oh, you are welcome. I was waiting for the wine.
I think it's time for a cheers. Here's to Grandma Speaks. And to the, well, I don't know. Should we cheers to the Queen?
Yes, many
Okay.
cheers.
All right. Anything else we're cheersing to? We're okay. Sorry about that. Yes. I'm going to go out and secure the perimeter. So this has been Jules Otis career. Radio Nut doing this intro stream. You heard all about it. And we were right. The mistake last week was my fault, but in a different way that I couldn't fix it. All the little were because I didn't have something unmuted, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much. Somebody give some thanks. And yes, the food I first ordered 2 nights in a row fell through from Delino, but I can get something else. Anyway, thank you for watching. There is a final toast from Luca. It's a long chat and toast, the young fella, so you can watch or not. But I want to thank Jim Jones. And there's actually stuff in the finale. So if you're bored, leave it on for a little while. Just like with JW64Z or A that was on Paraguas, there's stuff where the show's over, but keep listening. So thank you so much for watching. And Jim Jones, the cowboy legend for the music. Argos MacCallum for the Teatro Paraguas Little Tree. And yes, I talk about Paraguas a lot. I love it. I get to perform with them, connect with them, watch them. They're the best. Rose Provan, the loyal Julesworks author, writer. Grandma Speaks is a series, as we said in there, so look for more of that. Some of it's already on the channel, more is coming. I think it should be a full show of the story. Keep learning this video stuff. More relearning some of it. Well, the streaming is learning. The video is relearning. I skipped the order. Same old Lang San. Thank you, Don Rigsby and David Thom. Rainy Day in the Poetry, and I wanted to say again, you can find lots of David Thom. It's a silent H, T-H-O-M, and the barbecue. Uncle DT. You missed it tonight, but Uncle DT, David Thom, T-H-O-M. You can find loads of his terrific bluegrass. And yes, Luca again. 1 second, I'm shutting up. Yes, I'm okay with the seizures, but I threw a sausage across the kitchen, and I said earlier I didn't want to throw lightsabers. For sure. It's a whole other thing I can talk to you about some other time. How cool does that look, though? I mean, really. That's not seizure. The ghost of the seizure. Whoa, stop it. So I don't know who Don Rigsby is, David Thom. And then Rose, I said, Red Shuttleworth, thank you for not knowing that I read your poems, but I saw you on Facebook. Eric Chappell, might be the one person that I didn't write again. I was doing again. Maybe I did. Anyway, thank you for being in Julesworks and sharing the Julesworks. You can check out Groove Lock goes to a gallery on Eric Chappell, just like his cousin Dave Chappell. 5 times in a rush to tag right before this. It tagged Dave Chappell's fan page instead of Eric Chappell. So spelled just like that. ERIC Chappelle, CHAPPELLE. On Bandcamp, the whole Groove Lock goes to a gallery album. If anybody wants to arrange a virtual album listening to that or anything else, I'm so down. Anyway, thanks Nicola Salas for the mid-poop monologue. And thanks Melanie Lamb Faithful, who liked it on Facebook, but I had no idea I was doing that. Thanks Margot Cole and Crypt Video Productions for joining as soon as she could, sharing the Stroke of Endurance trailer, and being very chatting there. I'll be in touch in 5 seconds. Henry Valdez, who might be watching, isn't on Facebook. Thank you. Greg Turner. I'm sure he's off being Greg Turner. Thank you. That includes Sarah Meadows, Dave Bersanti. The Mackenzie Clan. Crystal, Lance and Lindsay, and Jerry. Thank you. And Devin Lidlow. We'll get you back. Thanks for trying. And you got to see. And again, you can find The Love That Wouldn't Die online. I meant to say, Brain, come on. Rainy Day. Rainy Day is a real name. Rainy Day. A rainy day. Like rainy. A rainy day. And the poetry. Poetree. Also on Bandcamp with old music and new music. That was Walls and Corners. And Rose Provan Toast. Jeanette Sills Toast. And we're down somewhere. Jules Otis' career left. This is Stephen Jules Rubin. If you want to know why I do that every time I say Stephen Jules Rubin, you'll find out someday. Remember the last Metaphysical Biscuit this Monday 2 to 4, and then Metaphysical Visit moves to Sundays 5 to 6 on 96.9 FM. KMRD. www.kmrd.fm. And thanks all. More to come on Julesworks Follies YouTube live Sunday, but we'll carry on. I don't know what to tell you about the length. And one more time. Cheers. And what a great name for a beer. Come on, y'all. Let's go on down to the Hoe Garden. They ought to make a non-alcoholic Hoe Garden. Everybody should drink Hoe Garden. Again, Margot wrote the name for the term. Well, come on. At this point, who cares about the length? If you're watching, you're watching. You're watching. What did you say that was called? Musical. Oh, I thought you said Prairie. You're going to write it again, and I'm scrolling through. Kingsborough. It's fun to scroll through. Yes, it was Duck. Oh, I'm glad I scrolled through. Kevin, I got to host. I'm not going to say more things, but the last thing I did in the last few years, I did get, thanks to Rose Provan and Duchess Dale, shout out, to be in a few readings, but for a billion years I don't get cast. Other than shout out Michael Blake Oldham, who sadly Santa Fe lost and went to NOLA, and that's their gain, our loss. Had me be, he told me a secret that he wanted me to be the host. That he did Rocky Horror Live is what I'm getting at. I sing karaoke, but you heard me a little. I don't sing, but he wanted me to be the narrator a bunch. They had a different narrator each time, so I got to do it once and got to know the behind the scenes. And anyway, thank you. I brought that up because Kevin had a thing about Rocky Horror. And then this was a good, sometimes around time you get noticed if you're in things. I've been noticed for Paraguas things. But it was funny that somebody a couple of years later said, didn't you host? And it was only one night I did it, Rocky Horror. But it was really fun. And I'm not a big Rocky Horror dude. Okay, Luca's coming. Yes, we love Paraguas. Yes, we can talk about seizures. Thanks, shout out, you're welcome. Kingsborough. I just want to say it. But the term, and I forgot what I was even looking for anymore, of turning something around a negative word. I forgot. Oh. A little lighter and funnier, that's right. But anyway, thank you guys. Here comes the toast with Luca. I will be back after, if anyone's still there, one last time. But this is it. And I was saying, but I don't think I finished saying, that I put on my Santa pajamas one more time, gift to myself. Oh, speaking of karaoke, I'm gonna, whether I sound bad or, I mean, whether I can sing or not, I know the audio's, I've had trouble in videos I posted. There's hundreds online, but I haven't broke those out yet, but I will. And that is enough out of me. Here comes a toast with Luca. He ain't drinking. So more chat and toast, and I'll be back to click it off. But I really am grateful. I'm not buzzed yet. I'm really grateful. I will be next time you see me. Thank you so much for watching. And I just want to breathe and say, I want to be positive. I don't want to say anything negative about anything else, including my own mistakes last week. But I will say, I just want to say the power of, you know, you don't have to have a lot of money. That's my tripod. And I had never live streamed until last week. The power of taking time, putting in research, and learning these things. And the second time I made 8 hours edited, not made, I edited the content. And editing is not something I'm very good at. It's part of how the Julesworks Follies started. Julesworks had made movies. You can find them, Gary Farmer, West Studio online, a little bit shorts. Anyway, got into doing the that live because of how much work the post-production takes. But the second time, even though I made two shows, was a lot easier. This stream worked better. So my point is, in honor of Bob Dylan and many other people I'd rather toast John Prine, Handsome Johnny. I don't like his drink that much. There's lots of British things on the walls, I'm sure you saw. I just want to say, please carry on being safe and smart and masking. The Empire wants you if you've been naughty. See behind me? But anyway, point is, you can learn things. As I learned, I'm so happy to share anything with anybody else. Zoom's been wonderful, but I think it's time we broaden a bit because Zoom is limited. It's great for some things, but this YouTube streaming or making movies. So anyway, that's that. And I guess I'm avoiding saying, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I put in a lot of research, and whatever you think of me, technically there were very few, and most of them I know exactly why I did them. And then as far as not matched audios and things like that, there's ways to deal with that. So here comes the toast with Luca. So hey, all right, let's see what's on the. Got my radio here. This thing is kind of a strange space. So there's something I find. Oh, hey, who's that?
Hi, I'm here now.
Who you got?
Can't you read? My name's Luca Martini, bro.
Oh, what's up, Luca? Well, you know, reading's not my skill.
I feel you.
I don't think I have skills, but I'm hiding. No one can ever find me. Did you know that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, because you know why?
Why?
Because I'm hiding like South Santa Fe, near like Galisteo, like the zebra. They'll never find me.
Got you. Don't worry. I won't sell you out. I'm not like that. I got you, bro.
Yeah, because you gotta hide right now. You gotta keep safe, right?
I
got my mask. You what? Inside.
Can't go outside. Can't go anywhere. Just stay safe. Gotta wear your mask.
Yeah, man. We don't know what that virus is up to. We don't know what those crazy, violent political people are up to.
I know. Like people in Australia, they could be making spaghetti out of fucking coconuts.
You know, they could. And then they could use it to weaponize stupidity.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, I swear, people in Australia will be the ones to make an army of penguins and take over the world. That will happen. People from Australia, 100%. I guarantee it.
They're going to start with New Zealand, right? They're going to invade New Zealand. They always start with the small neighbor. Germany picked on Poland first, right?
They're going to go straight to Antarctica, get the army, head out, and boom, world domination by penguins.
I feel like they'll go for the UK before us because they want revenge.
Yeah, probably. I'm always sucked at geometry, so no clue what you're talking about.
The hypotenuse of the square root of the ex-president's mama. Oh, you had to go there, right?
Nice.
So hey,
Oh,
what's that hat all about?
Huh? Oh, you got two. What are those? Oh, you got a bat. I got you, bro. I got you. Let's do this.
Never. That looks dope, don't it?
Yes, sir. You're the next Jedi.
I had been saying, I wish I could someone invent a way to send a toast. If I could send you
a ghost. It's a
ghost.
It's a ghost.
No, not yet. But I'm just saying. I also wish that I could send you one of these through Zoom, but they haven't got that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would be dope.
Cat's freaking out with this thing.
I got this, and I'm good.
Yeah, but I think this is probably giving people trippy flashbacks. I hope, in a good way, right?
Yeah, probably.
It actually looks like it's lightsabering, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I said you're the next Jedi. So.
You said what?
That's why I said you're the next Jedi. We got Luke Skywalker and all those dudes. Then it's Jules. Bro.
Did you see what's on there?
Jedi, no clue.
That's a Jedi robe. That's the Jedi Rebel. This is really a Jedi robe I bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man, you like that?
Like during quarantine?
I just got it. Yeah, it took a long time to get here. I did. But it's real soft. Check it out.
Furry.
Well,
yeah, this thing's soft.
Speaking of furry, real quick, as time's winding down, I think we should show him that thing. Look at this. Ready? Wait, can you do the Jaws theme? Dun, 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 and then the little one's like, aha. Look at her.
That dude's just chilling. That's some mood right there. That is a mood, bro.
That is a cool cat.
Yes, sir.
I don't think Snoopy, I'm not huge on dogs, so I don't think, even though he's on my head, I think Snoopy is like a dog cat. Oh, that's Charlie. But this dude's like the perfect cat. Not cat dog, but he's like Snoopy. They're both in the middle.
Yes.
Chilling. He knows how to get down. He's smart as a mall, too.
Yeah, Snoopy's he's a genius. He's better than Albert Einstein.
And then you gotta Linus it up sometimes, right?
He's got the hat. He's got a good hat. That's a good hat right there.
Check out my millennial. How about my millennial Snoopy with the rainbow love? Trying to get it. You got a rainbow hat.
Ooh.
I was like, oh look.
Pom-pom on top.
They kind of just gave him a little touch to be modern.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Snoopy and Woodstock, they're bros.
Say, man, you ride that skateboard good or what?
Actually, just kind of learning it, bro.
Yeah.
It's brand new. Just got it the other day.
Oh, nice.
Riding today.
Did you break anything yet?
No. So far, no broken bones except that time back in elementary school where I snapped my wrist.
Not skateboarding though.
Yeah, and I went skateboarding back then. No.
Yeah. Well, you might break your shoes, but that's all right.
Oh, they're already broken. Look at this.
From skateboarding?
Yeah, from skateboarding, my man.
One day? Yeah, it's brutal.
No, definitely not one day. I mean, how do I? Here we go.
I see it. Nice.
Nice.
Hey, so is that like art? Are you an artist too?
Oh yeah. This is like a little. I cut it out from a drawing book in the library.
Yeah.
And I just colored it in with markers and pinned it to my wall.
Wait a minute. That's my cousin. Watch.
Wiz?
Yeah, because I got that microphone too.
Yo, that's dope. That's cool. That's cool. I like that, man. That's nice.
Because he must be from the planet karaoke land like I am.
No, not karaoke. It's actually Zog. And Zog is literally famous for a bunch of remixes of Earth's shit to make it like better and whatnot.
Oh, word.
Yeah. That's what it does. So it's pretty cool.
Does he take that Bob Dylan shit and make it good?
Yeah.
If you ever want to make a boomer upset, just insult Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, boomers.
You know what generation I am?
No clue.
Nah, they might as well change Gen X to the invisible generation because that's with us.
Nice.
But that's what we believed in. We had Kurt Cobain, and that was like our week, and that was it. And we don't care. That's the
Nice.
difference. We're just like we want to hide out, stay chill, stay cozy.
Do not be seen.
Ain't no
Coming in
need.
dark.
Gen X will never take over the world. I don't think we'll even have a president. It's gonna go to y'all's generation. So are you one of the millennials, or are you the next one?
I have no clue. I never keep track of that stuff.
It's stupid, ain't it?
I know. It's like, okay, you were born this year and you were born this year. It does not matter. Why do you give us names? Why?
Why?
I don't.
And I'm pretty sure the boomers started it. Did you just break something?
I just broke something.
Did you really?
I have no clue.
I love breaking.
I hope not.
I wish I could break something right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yo, should we break a toast out in a minute?
Oh, sure, we can do that.
Should we have one more fight?
Got you on that one.
And
No,
then
I'm gonna switch it up.
And then I gotta make sure I'm never on my high horse. I just pray that this little show.
Yo. Okay, coming live. Today's weather forecast is a high of 97 with a low of -35. Partly cloudy. Chance of ice cubes. Be prepared for hail, people. Be prepared.
Be prepared.
All right, sorry about that. Well, I'm back.
That was dope. Don't get no ice cubes in your posterior.
Mm-hmm.
They better watch out, those fools. That's what they get for going outside anyway.
I know, right?
You know what I do when I go outside though? Oh my goodness, the little cat antenna went up. Watch.
Say what?
Did I get her? Hold on. Ready? You see the antenna? The coolest thing ever. The little guy, the big guy is just like whatever, dude.
Yeah, that dude's chilling, my man.
He's like,
he's big. He is big and he is chilling. I like that dude. I like cats. I like dogs too, and I like lizards. I had a bearded dragon once.
You had a dragon?
Yeah, bearded dragon. Named Spiky. About that long. Dude was dope.
That's cool. Where'd you get a dragon?
Pet store.
Duh.
Yeah.
They get in place.
Yeah.
Yo.
What's up?
All I know is does Jules ride a high horse and get all uppity and snooty? Never! Try again. Never! Right? Jules works for y'all. We ain't trying to be uppity, right?
Yeah.
So, again, like you said with the labels, I try to avoid the whole, first of all, it isn't 2020 on my radio show that I have my own radio show. Did you know that?
Whoa, really? That's dope.
You should get one too. That's just dope.
Yo, that looks like a bowling ball, my man.
No, I get to be on a radio show.
Whoa. Wait, hold on. You being serious?
I am serious. Every out of Madrid, New Mexico, every Monday. But I thought I was listening to radio, but I think this is some kind of internet video thing. I'm trying to get.
Last I heard, I think it was called Vroom.
Vroom?
Yeah, Vroom. VROOM.
And it works through the intra-webs.
I think so.
What's that one called?
That one I think is called
the intra something. Introspecs.
It starts with intro. That's all I know.
Intra zooms. I don't know.
Interesting.
Bum. They were being clever. They were being precocious.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So, but anyway, what I was saying is that it's 2020 in the white man's calendar, right?
Yeah.
And shove that up the never president something,
yes,
right?
Sir. Fuck that dude.
That'll teach him.
Yes, sir.
Rock on. Put some Led Zeppelin over that fool.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Some chicken on me.
Oh snap! The boy can sing. The boy's got talent. I told you the boy's good. So, yeah. But anyway, you know, the white man's 2020, I realize, hasn't been the best for everybody.
Oh, hell no.
So, whether it's 5,000, whatever in Hebrew, you know, whatever they base the calendar off, I try to avoid judging. And until this year, I'm kind of old. Did you know that?
How old?
I don't know. I was born in 74, so I'm like 100, right?
Yo, you look great for your age, my man.
You don't have no kids, that's why.
Smart.
No offense.
Very smart.
No offense. And thank you for the compliment. You look great for your age, too.
Thank you. I'm like, what?
How about that hair, though?
Nice.
You know how you make sure that when you're in public, nobody messes with you, right?
Yes, sir.
Just and you go like that a little bit, and if you rock back and forth, everyone will leave you alone. Maybe hum a little. Nice. Damn.
Got a pom pom.
You need one of these. You need one of these with that hair. Ah! Do you think your
It can also be used as a telescope.
You think your hair can defeat me? I didn't even know what I apologize for this bat. I didn't know what it was. Mostly I got it because one of the other people on the show, Rose Provan Gramma, has a tradition of bonking Jules on the head with a bat. And we try to carry it on even virtually. As a matter of fact, I forgot to get her to do that. So real quick before we toast, can you give me a virtual bonk on the head in the name of Rose Provan Gramma?
So let me get this straight. That's the Diamondbacks. You serious, my man?
It's an accident. So why don't you give me a virtual smack?
You know what? I will do that.
Whack that up. Oh! Glove. Golden glove. All right. I think we better toast, right?
Yeah, I got you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, man. You're deep. I like you.
Yeah, you're cool, man. You're cool.
If you're the future, I got hope.
Yes, sir.
Are you the future? I think you're the future, right?
I never really thought of that.
Well, no pressure, man. No pressure.
Wow.
That's good. Usually my cat loves to sit up here and stare at those 70s guys. Do you see Led Zeppelin over there?
Yeah, I feel that.
She loves hairy dudes. I wonder why.
Nice.
But you know, can't blame her for not wanting to sit on that right there, though.
That looks comfortable as hell.
I put that there so she keeps her little tiny cute ass off this computer, but it doesn't always.
Nice.
As soon as I get up, she tries to cause trouble. All right. Well, Stanley's ready for a toast. Look at him. Oh.
Yeah, dude.
All right. You should we do a little toast? You got a little something?
Yeah, I got a little something.
What is that? Is that water?
Yeah, it's water.
That's the key to life. You know that, right? If we had cut off the water in the White House, we'd be out of this mess already. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo!
I feel that.
As long as people like you are around, we'll be all right. Don't you think?
Yes, we will.
All right. So you know, we're saying farewell, pee-poo, F off, white man's 2020.
Yes, sir.
You got any last words for these good people watching?
2020, the year that will go down in history.
And go the bleep away, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, you know, it can get worse, but not a whole lot.
I don't know, man.
It always can get worse.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard the zombie apocalypse? I think that might be coming soon.
Well, the problem is that if people don't behave, which they don't. I mean, if you watch crap, I was watching all day. This live stream from Georgia was on, and these rumpers were trolling. It was obviously, you know, to raise money, you know, for the Republicans losing the January runoff, but some of them didn't get it, and then they've been airing. They're probably still airing 10 hours, and I forgot why that came up, but it was like, I don't know. What'd you say?
I said it's 2020, the year that will go down in history. Oh, and by the way, fun fact: we are living through future history books right now. Do you know that?
It ain't boring times.
Future history books, future history lessons, future history everything. That's what we're living through right now.
I think that if they find in a capsule this conversation, look at your set, look at my scenario, I think we belong in that shit right there.
Hell yeah.
And look at this. Nobody can find me now. Raw!
Ah!
I guess we better set farewell pee off 2020,
Alright.
right? And let's wish out everybody a beautiful recovery next year, right?
Yeah.
On many levels. You doing all right? What you're in school, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in school. I'm in school.
What grade you at?
8th. Sports got shut down. That sucks.
Damn. What you play? What do you play in the backyard or whatever?
Yeah, I play some catch with my pops.
Nice.
Baseball, bro. Baseball.
Nice. And baseball is your thing. What position you rolling?
I do the outfield. All 3 positions in the outfield.
Oh, he covers the whole thing.
Yeah. And then guess what? I ain't done. I also pitch. I'm a pitcher.
Oh, that's serious. That means you probably foot. When I pitch, somebody gets hit in the head.
Yes, sir.
Damn! I hadn't even thought about this. I just remembered. I wasn't good at sports. Go figure. I had dysgraphia, but I just remembered. Speaking of pitchers, I got hit and took my thumbnail off when I was in Little League.
Dang, bro.
There's no evidence. But I forgot all about that. Believe me, it hurt.
Yeah, I feel that.
I didn't.
I got hit in the face with a baseball.
Ah!
My jaw, like it clicks.
Oh, did they give you like permanent broke jaw?
Maybe, I don't know. And sometimes it'll like seize up and I can't even open my mouth.
I was about to ask, does it get stuck? Yeah, that little lock thing.
Yeah.
Bitch, I think the repair is surgery. So you know what I mean.
Probably.
Yeah. Just don't ever start. Don't talk fast like me. Is it stuck now?
No. It's still.
All right. We better get rolling, son. You got your toast?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any final words for 2020 and these listeners?
Yes. Screw you, 2020. Everyone who's listening, peace out. Stay safe.
We love you. Right?
Yeah, we love you guys. Yeah,
Peace and
chill.
love. Ready for a final toast? Woo! 3, 2, 1. Woo! Alrighty, hey there. So thank you. Now it's over, just about. But I did toss together a slideshow after I say these final words, and then that's it. That's it. Make rock great again. Speaking of that word that I still didn't find, taking things back. I don't care about red much, but not the saying make America. Anyway, screw it. Yeah. Behind, moving forward. This is the final one. I'll even give Bob Dylan. Oh, they are a changin'. Mr. Jefferson. He didn't want to be president. You know what he made on his grave? Thomas Jefferson. He said he wanted writer of the Constitution and founder of University of Virginia. That good old song of you wah we'll sing. It's the UVA song and the New Year song, but I don't know the words. I went to University of Virginia. We'll sing for dear old UVA. And now it's really time, just about to get intoxicated. Eat some New Mexican food. Shows are coming. We got a couple people here watching me babble for the finale. Thank you so much. And cat lovers, and if you don't love cats, you will by the end of this. Check this out. And I'm sure we'll be back with more Julesworks material and lots of local good stuff you can see. Teatro Santa Fe puts a calendar, the online events places do, particularly Paraguas, who's always busy. Just sign up on their email. Julesworks, we don't have an email yet, but you can like the YouTube channel where you're saying this. Please like that, because we need likes. And then Facebook, whatever is good too. And thank you so much. And then here comes the finale. More of that beautiful music to get us away. And cats. And testing, something I've never done in this thing. So, bye-bye, but don't leave until a few minutes if you want. Leave this, run in and watch this image. If it works, I think it will. I just did it. Oops. Wrong button. Here we go.